What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So the first thing I want to address is these $1,100 stimulus checks. I've been getting a lot of questions, mainly today, and a lot of people are asking, hey, why didn't you address the $1,100 stimulus checks? Well, here's the reason why. First off, are there $1,100 stimulus checks, and were they approved today? Yes. There are $1,100 stimulus checks. They were approved by the California governor. It's California. I've mentioned this over the past week, is that California was trying to get a $600 stimulus check plus a possibility of an $1,100 stimulus check to their residents. Well, today this actually passed. This is actually good news for Californians, but also for the rest of the United States as well. And I want to explain why. First, the $600 stimulus checks, if you make under their income threshold, okay, and I believe it's like $75,000. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's $75,000 as a couple. Then you would get a $600 stimulus check. Well, 2/3 of Californians should be receiving this money. The $1,100 check comes into play if you and your spouse are married. You will get a $600 check. Plus, if you have any children, whether it's 1 or 6, it doesn't matter, you will still get a $500 check on top of that. It's not per child, it's per family. It's not more of a family credit. So total, you would get $1,100. Now, even if you are an undocumented, if you're undocumented here in the United States, if you're an undocumented citizen, I guess you're not really an undocumented citizen, if you're an undocumented child, you would still get $500. But if you are undocumented, you don't get a payment. Only if you are an undocumented child. Okay? Big difference. So those payments have been passed. They were approved today. Now, here's the reason why this is important for the rest of the United States. Being that California has been kind of pushing more stimulus to their residents, more assistance, more help. Well, we know many people in California are homeless. The poverty rate in California is actually pretty high. So right now they're saying that they need to provide more assistance to the American people or to their residents at this time. And then, coupling that with their surplus of funds, right? Their surplus of money that they have just left over from the different packages, the different stimulus packages, and from how well the state has done over the past year. Well, that's actually contributing to the fact that they do have more money, so let's give it back to the residents, because essentially it's going to come right back to us. Well, more states are looking into this. As of right now, there are 3 states that are considering doing a stimulus check. Now, I just want to be 100% clear. A lot of these states that are considering this, okay, they're considering this, but is it really going to happen? Right now, we don't know. It could happen, but at the same time, we don't know. What I can tell you is we will have to wait and see, but California is leading this push. Now, let's get into the update for today, because one of the things that's really, really tough to watch is right now Democrats are having a very tough time getting the infrastructure bill passed, and they're having a very difficult time coming to any agreement whatsoever on this bipartisan infrastructure package. Well, here's something that I saw today, and I want to bring this to you because I think this is very interesting. The bipartisan bill, first, that has to be passed first. We know it has to be passed first because then negotiators would know what to put in the next bill, the Democrat-only budget reconciliation bill. Well, today, and this is what I thought was very interesting, Senator Jerry Moran, he said, I'm going to take this day by day and participate in the process and see where we end up. And this is just another senator at this time that is not fully committed to the bill that they worked on, that they put together. Okay? This senator was part of this negotiation process, was part of this 22 group of senators that put this bill together, and they're like, yeah, I don't really know if I'm fully committed to it yet. And so that's the issue. But here's where things really start hitting speed bumps. Earlier today, Senator Joe Manchin stated, and I quote, I think everything should be paid for now. I think we put enough free money out. Well, that puts stimulus checks into question, because that would essentially be free money. But this is where some are saying that we may not see stimulus checks. It may be this tax credit. Instead of receiving this earned income credit at the end of the year, we get this earned income credit payment. We get that now, and then maybe increase the earned income, right? That's what we're hearing. And again, it's really interesting, but that's one of the sides. That's one of the different proposals out there. Now, something else, and this I thought this was interesting as well. The reason why a lot of this is so important is because when Senator Joe Manchin says this, right, soon after, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he comes out and he says that this is actually causing real concerns, what Senator Joe Manchin is saying. And Senator Schumer, he comes out and he says that Senator Manchin wants both bills fully paid for, and he fully understands that. But it's not just a bipartisan bill, it's a budget reconciliation bill as well. Well, Democrats at this time are considering all options, according to Senator Schumer. Chuck Schumer even stated that the problem that he is having is that right now lawmakers keep telling him their own agendas. And he urged them today to not let their own agendas derail President Biden's goal of passing a $4.1 trillion infrastructure deal. He even told the media that his colleagues keep coming up to him privately and telling him that they won't vote for it unless they get this or that. But Senator Schumer said, and I quote, "We can't have everybody freelancing and drawing their own lines in the sand. Keep your powder dry." That's what he said. Now, during the lunch today, everybody agreed that this must be the way forward. So, we will see what happens, but time is not on their side. Democrats do not have the luxury of time at this point. They have like 3 more weeks until they go on recess. What is it, 3 weeks? They have, let's see, till July 6th. So they got 2.5 weeks until they are done. They go on recess, right? 2.5 weeks, something like that. What? 3.5 weeks, excuse me. So 3.5 weeks until they go on recess. Well, the House comes back on Monday. So they're going to have 2.5 weeks. They're going to lose 1 week. That's not good. Or they're pretty much going to have 3 weeks, right? So it's not looking great. Now, we do have a timeline though, and this is actually good news. And this is what I want to talk about because this is really important. Right now, Democrats are saying that they do have a goal of hitting a top line number figure. And this is supposed to be, according to Senator Merkley from Oregon, the Democratic goal is to have this number finalized by Thursday. Today's Tuesday. In 2 days, they want to have this number finalized. And if they can do this, then filling in this legislation shouldn't be as difficult as many people think it is right now because they will know how much can ultimately be included. Well, as for the bipartisan bill, the group of 22 senators is saying they should have the finalized bill by the end of this week. So we should have more information on Monday as to what this finalized bill is going to look like, what will be included, and does it have the Republican support. They're saying this is a bipartisan bill, but can it really be bipartisan if the majority of Republicans don't vote for it? Well, we will see. Now, like I've stated before, we will only be able to see stimulus if it's included in the American Families Plan. Here's the issue. The American Families Plan will not pass until the American Jobs Plan gets passed first or gets negotiated first. We know Senator Joe Manchin, he does not want to vote in favor of a Democrat-only bill without first passing the bipartisan bill. And again, this is where the negotiations keep coming full circle and keep coming back around. So at least right now we know Democrats are saying that we are going to see something soon. Some are expecting we'll see something within the next week. But again, we will just have to wait and see. Now, in other news, California, first off, they're having a lot of issues. Okay? They're having a lot of issues, and their issues are starting to spread. The issues that we see in California are spreading into Oregon, Washington, other states as well. Well, one thing I just want to address is that right now, people in California are still fleeing the state. according to reports, people are still leaving the state. They're not fleeing like the Democratic lawmakers of Texas so that they don't have to vote, but they are fleeing the state. We also know Senators Warren and Markey are urging President Biden to pause the student loan payments until March 31st, 2022. They say that borrowers are not ready to make payments again, and neither are the loan servicers. They are saying that right now loan servicers are understaffed, and this will cause payments to be delayed. And delayed payments would actually make it seem like borrowers have more money in their account than they actually do, which could create more and more issues. We also know, as far as COVID news, that 34 states are seeing COVID cases surge by more than 50% in the last week. 3 states, these are South Dakota, Iowa, and Maine, are seeing case counts drop by 10% or more, and so the cases will continue. Health experts say we must be aware of what is to come. And I've stated this before, experts are telling us, and these are health experts here in the United States, they are telling us to be aware of this because chances are we could see more mask mandates and we could potentially see a lockdown again, not a complete lockdown like we saw before, but more restrictions. We could see this in the upcoming months if case counts don't get under control. So that's what we know right now. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.